Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Bound Compass is proud to present to you the amazing adventures of Captain Farr Novarider and the Wild Horses! Brought to you by
Hal Murphy's used, repossessed, and refurbished spaceship dealership. Hi, I'm Hal Murphy, and I'd like to see you in a slightly used, repossessed, or refurbished spaceship. All of our spaceships must pass a 400-point inspection before they are placed onto our lot, so you know that you are guaranteed quality. Come see our inventory for a used Masterson 1987 Atlantis Super Tachyon retrofit for only $239,485.89. Or this, a refurbished Xenu DC Type 10 for only $168,289.99. We happily accept trades and offer financing. Come in on Sundays, standard earth measure, and there are free hot dogs and soda for the kids. Hal Murphy's used, repossessed, and refurbished spaceship dealers. Off of the main Normal Beta 2 spaceport right next to Big Mart.
And now look forward, good listeners, to the fantastical year of 2010 AD, to the year of the Great Royal Confederation of Stars, to when humankind is expanded outward into the great beyond. We've reached thousands of planets, spanning hundreds of light years in any direction, and still we reach farther. Intrepid colonists brave the great empty expanses of the undiscovered galaxy to forge a new era for the betterment of humankind on countless worlds, moons, and space stations. It is to this new frontier where we turn our ears. Tonight's story is The Hunt on Vulpecula Gamma VII.
No, another good show by the Wild Horses. Brilliant strategy as always, sir. I didn't expect them to fall for our tree disguises that we got from the local elementary school play. I told you, Derringer, it's all in how you act. That's why Regan was able to improvise a southeastern Slovenian accent, and Hollander managed to pantomime such an accurate representation of Herodotus's The Histories. As always, sir, a damn fine heist. Did we get anything of note? We did, my curious yet cautious old companion. Another ancient alien artifact. Nah, alliteration. This isn't another A-Track player, is it? No, suffice it to say, I learned my lesson about trusting eBay users that go by the handle Decepticon3838. This one's the real deal. The artifact has been well documented on collector websites. This time, though, we have the advantage. No one knows it was stolen, and I plan to keep it that way. Agreed. Every time we find one of these damn things, someone attempts to take it from us. That does sound rather annoying. Good God! Astronephelion in the flesh. While normally I wouldn't mind such a gorgeous specimen of the fairer sex aboard my vessel, I'm rather curious how you got on board without us noticing. Unless... Derringer! Did I get stupid drunk last night and let her undying love for me come to fruition? I'm afraid not, Captain. Damn! Well, I can barely contain my undying love for you at the moment. Called it! I can assure you it was quite easy to get on board. All I needed to do was simply float the 100 kilometers from where my ship was hidden without the use of any power sources, using only broad gravity wells and basic hand-on calculus to hit an object the equivalent size of a pinhead in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. After that, it was a simple question of popping the airlock hatch and avoiding your ship's complement of 47 crew members. Basic stealth boarding action. I honestly expected more from you, and from our security. How did you find out that we had the artifact, Miss Aphelion? Even easier. Whoever updates your Twitter account needs to learn to keep certain information confidential. Hold on, I'm tweeting that you totally have the hots for me. There, okay, what were you saying? I just thought that I'd get ahead of the crowd currently lining up to pry it from your cold, dead, probably suspiciously hairy hands. Please give me the artifact. I would really rather avoid violence. And you just expect us to tell you where it is? I'm afraid you'll have to be a little more persuasive than simply batting your lovely eyes at me and saying please. I may be a manhole with an inflated ego, but I am very strong-willed. Then perhaps you can will away the squad of Royal Marine Guards taking up flanking positions all around us. Looks like we've been made, boys. Everyone keep calm. I made my Marines watch every Michael Bay movie ever made on the way here. They're just itching to shoot something. Well, this is rather inconvenient. Give us the artifact and we can all walk away. give me the artifact and I might consider helping you deal with this detachment. I'm afraid none of you are getting the artifact. I've hidden it away safely where no one can find it. Hey Novarider, I found this weird device I'm fairly certain you stashed under my pillow in a misguided attempt to keep it safe. Oh, are you guys having a Mexican standoff? I can come back later. Not so fast, my cowardly accountant. Just stay still, let him do the work for you. Rabbit goes through the hole, and there. I'll be keeping the artifact, and I'm going to have to keep you as a hostage, and unfortunately, a temporary body shield as well.
Again?
Really?
You should really think about what you're doing, Captain.
I'm trying my best here.
Not you, scum, her.
In my defense, Lieutenant Shaw, I had thought everything through. You just forced my hand. Stop squirming.
Your keys are broken into my bag.
Not my keys. That's mildly disappointing. Also, ew, for the love of... It's my Cinquandia, an old Italian short sword. Still not comforting. Listen, Ashlyn, there's no reason to be brash here. Just slowly let the artifact go. You can have Regan.
Oh, you dick! Captain Aphelion, just let the nerd in the soothing green cardigan go. You are going to have to answer for your treachery, and I know you don't want to risk another unnecessary casualty.
And I know that you don't want to get in a fight with Captain Novarider here and his crew of veteran privateers. I'll just be borrowing your accountant temporarily, Novarider, as well as one of your escape pods. And the artifact? I'm keeping that, but I'll be sure to send you a picture so you can remember it fondly.
Damn, they're gone. Well, Captain Novarider, it looks like we're at an impasse.
Indeed we are, Lieutenant...
Shaw. Lieutenant Hammer Shaw.
Ah, pleasure. There is an easy way out of this, Lieutenant Shaw. It seems to me that you just lost your primary objective, the artifact. Ashlyn Aphelion, who seems to be a thorn in your side, has taken it along with one of my easily replaceable crew members. If I were her, I'd guide that escape pod to the nearest planet, Vulpecula Gamma VII, where I could hook up with my ship and make a final escape. Derringer, give them a brief on Gamma 9.
Certainly, Captain. According to WikiPlanet, Gamma 9 is an Earth-like planet situated in the Goldilocks zone of the Vulpecula Gamma star. 2 major continents above water with active geology, suggesting more underneath the 4 oceans. The most complicated organisms are plants, which mostly inhabit the continent that intersects the equator in broad, thick forests.
Very good, Commander. Derringer snapped.
Yay!
It may aid in your search for the artifact should you, say, hire a certain band of scrappy privateers with a dashing and ruggedly handsome leader. That way, you could cover more ground in searching through the forests, as well as have their expertise in evasion tactics.
Your point is taken, Captain. Sergeant, get Race Wildfire and the Iron 16 on the horn. We're gonna need their help.
Sir, Race Wildfire, that hackneyed gate couldn't hold a candle to my exploits. Plus, he's not nearly as handsome as I am.
Plus, I think he's rotting in a Confederated prison for littering.
Ah, noob.
All right, Captain Novarider. Seems you and your crew have just been hired. No funny business, though. If I catch you making a play for the artifact without me, I'm gonna have my men shove their guns so far up your respective asses, they'll be able to put on the Muppet Show with very special guests, your corpses.
Very good. Aye. Write up a standard hide-and-seek contract. Charge the good lieutenant with my standard upfront fee of 40,000, with a completion cost of 60,000. You're in luck, Shaw. Since we both have something against Aphelion, I'm adding in the enemy of my enemy 10% discount. Do you have a frequent Marauders card?
No?
Shame that. You might have gotten a free coffee and donut if you had one. Oh, Catholic Christ on a cracker with tomato, basil, and pepper. Where in the hell are we? Vulpecula Gamma VII. It was my best landing of an escape pod, but anything you can walk away from, I suppose. Wait, I don't remember landing. What happened? After I activated the pod, you began screaming like a little girl, non-stop for about 30 minutes, until you finally fell into my fists, knocking you unconscious for the remainder of the journey. Look, are you going to be fine here on your own until Novarider can get here? I can't exactly stick around with a platoon of guards bearing down on me. It sucks to be you. Wish I could empathize, but you kind of put me in a chokehold and used me as a human body shield back on the ship. I didn't expect them to arrive as soon as they did, and I certainly didn't expect it to be Shaw. I had to improvise. You were the closest, and in a bit of dramatic convenience, happened to have the artifact I was looking for. If it makes you feel any better, the funny thing about those top-of-the-line ray guns those Marines were using is that the ray bolts tend to pass right through unarmored human targets. It would have killed me too. That's not very reassuring. Like, at all. Doesn't have to be. I think I saw a lake about 25 clicks from here. That would be a suitable landing spot. Librarian.
I am the librarian. Dramatic music.
Is that the alien artificial intelligence that I took from the junk world? Yes. Librarian, there's a lake southeast of my current location. Bring the Peregrine in for pickup there. Be ready for fast dust-off, though. I have a platoon of Royal Marine Guards on my heel.
I, the librarian. Dramatic music. Show will such an action.
He seems much more cooperative than Novarider made him out to be. This is one of his better days. Often I'm fortunate if I can just watch television without him switching the channel to an old episode of Step by Step or Coach.
My function dictates that I must know everything about popular heartwarming and humorless comedies.
It was a pleasure meeting you again, Regan. Hopefully our next meeting won't involve me placing you in a loose sleeper hold with my blade poised over your left kidney. If you are just going to wait here, I might recommend getting away from the escape pod's landing site. The Royal Marine Guard SOP for a potential hostile landing zone is to level the area with a bombardment of missile and heavy ray gun fire.
Ah, good suggestion.
Also, I think this is the world known for its viciously parasitic plant life. You know those stories that your parents used to tell you about? If you eat a watermelon seed, it will grow in your stomach?
Yeah?
I think that can actually happen here. I'm sure it's just speculation and hearsay, though. I am pretty sure that the rumor that certain plants can shoot poisonous bombs up to 10 yards aren't, though. Right. Mind if I come with you?
Report! It looks like Jesse was voted off the planet on Castaway Venus. But Samantha is still on.
Damn! Samantha can be such a manipulative bitch, too.
Captain, I found the escape pod.
Good, and impeccable timing. There's a commercial break.
Now we can finally stop watching television and get to the matter at hand. Bring up a map of the surrounding area. Interesting. There's a lake to the southeast. That would provide a safe landing zone for an escape craft.
Then she's probably heading there. Hollander, set course for that lake that kinda looks like a rabbit when you squint your eyes and cock your head to the side a little.
Aye, aye, Captain. Oh, hey, kinda does. The best lesson I ever learned while on the guard was that there's always another option. If I know Captain Aphelion, she'll have a backup plan or two ready in case she gets the feeling that we've cut her off from her primary escape route.
What if we split our respective forces then? Your Marines land near the lake, while the wild horses and I land at the escape pod. You push her back towards us, and we'll capture her.
Do you take me for a simpleton, Novarider?
Yes.
I wasn't expecting you to be so frank with that. Instead, we're gonna mix our respective forces. Each of my sergeants will take command of a portion of your privateers. You'll be with me so that I can keep an eye on you.
Very well, Lieutenant.
I'm glad you see your position. Now, if you'll excuse me, my men and I have to go compare our dick sizes. Don't go planning anything while I'm gone. This isn't good, Captain. At this rate, we won't be able to get back either Regan or the artifact.
I know, Commander. We need to be patient. The beautiful Ashland won't part with the artifact easily. Plus, we still have the guards to worry about. Right now, the best thing we can do is send a message to Regan to give him an idea of what's going down. Hollander, get ready to record a message. What do you want to bet that he's already developed Patty Hearst syndrome and is tagging along with Ashland out of fear of everything?
I'll take that bet.
Okay, so riddle me this, Batgirl. Batgirl? I always thought myself more of Black Canary. Listen, if anything, you're probably a cross between Starfire and Big Barda. How the hell did we get on this topic? Look, every time Novarider stumbles across an ancient alien artifact, triple score for alliteration, that turns out to be genuine, you seem to show up and take it. It does seem to be an odd coincidence, doesn't it? Oh, come on, what is with these artifacts? I get that you can push them for a great price, but they can't be worth having a team of Liao Death Commandos shoved up your ass. Did you just reference Battletech at me? Don't avoid the question, Aphelion. You're a very clever boy, Regan. I can see why the good captain likes to have you around. Yes, they are quite valuable. With an angry squad of Royal Marine Guards, it can be, if you gather the right ones. And, if done properly, you won't have to deal with said death commandos.
Worth being dubbed a traitor?
You heard that. Yes, I didn't exactly leave the Confederacy on good terms. However, what they're blaming me for isn't entirely my fault.
What are they accusing you of?
When we took our first artifacts, in order to make our escape, I drained the warship's fuel. However, it wasn't my plan to poison their water and food stores as well as destroy their radio.
Wait, we?
I wasn't always in this alone, Regan. Once upon a time, there were 3 of us. Now, there are not.
That sounds like an interesting story.
And I'm sure it will all be revealed in my startling biography after I'm dead. I rather hope that's a long way off, though.
Hold on, it's from Hollander. Weird. It's text only. It says, Will the hamster hiss by Shaw? Momentum to dip off Arab's pout. Bats Amish from Escapade. What the hell does this mean?
Sounds like Shaw got smart and hired your friends. And they're already trying to cut off our escape route and box us in at the crash site.
How did you get that?
Your friend needs to learn how to use the T9 option on a wrist computer. You need to think of something fast.
Okay, I'd love to see what you come up with. The Marines have us surrounded, not to mention they apparently have the wild horses in their pocket. I hate to say it, but it might be best to just give up on this one. It's better than being shot.
There's always another option, Regan. Come on, we're going back to the escape pod.
Captain, this is Commander Derringer. We're at the lake, but no sign of Ashlyn. We're moving towards you now.
Good. Keep me posted if there's any signs of Ashlyn. And keep your eye out for any opportunity to ditch these Marines.
Care to share with the rest of the class, Novarider?
Commander Derringer is pushing towards us. With your other 2 squads pushing in on the flanks, they should be here soon.
Good. Alright, men, set up ambush points.
Yes, your men go over there. Meanwhile, I'll be over here drinking a mojito.
Oh, you'll be sitting right here with me, Novarider. I'm
keeping your eyes on me? God, you're more predictable than a Shyamalan plot twist. Alright, we're almost there.
Isn't this the exact opposite of what we want to do? Running straight into their trap?
If we can outrun their flanking maneuvers, we'll only have to deal with their frontal forces. That will give us a better chance to escape.
Look out!
Get behind that log! Damn it!
We got lucky, Captain. And don't try to use the accountant as a body shield again. This time, the wild horses are on my side.
You always were the brightest in the class, Lieutenant.
Okay, care to share your brilliant plan?
The escape pod.
But how's the escape pod going to be any use now?
To escape in.
You do realize...
Damn it, Regan. Look how it's angled.
Nose up, pointing southeast. I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, but it could actually take us straight to the lake. Assuming that it has enough of a charge on its engines.
How are we going to get past the Marines, though? We're going to have to move quickly. You go first. I'll give you covering fire.
God damn it.
On my count. Ready?
Time to come out, Captain.
1,
I'm right
2,
here.
3, go!
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Ashton, quickly! I got the door open!
Ashton, what are you doing? Let me in!
For what it's worth, Regan, I am sorry. You'll be safer this way rather than coming with me. Get away from the pod before the engines fire.
Damn it! Where's she going?
If I had to guess, Lieutenant Shaw, I'd say that the escape pod is carrying her over our flanking maneuver to the lake. If you move now, you may be able to catch her. You alright, Regan?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're coming with me, Novarider. I hired you
to find our missing crew member. And that's exactly what we did. The rest is up to you, Lieutenant.
Damn you, Novarider. I knew that you'd eventually try something like this. Now we lost our quarry as well as the artifact. And you've got an angry platoon of Royal Marine Guards to contend with.
Well, it didn't turn out all bad. How could this possibly be interpreted as good? I had Hollander remain on board the Cabellina to give us aerial fire support in case we needed any help in dealing with these Marines, which I called for as soon as you 2 showed up. She should be arriving right about now.
baby.
Oh, clever bluff.
They won't fire those main guns because they'd vaporize you, too.
You make a strikingly good point. It's a good thing that Wrench, our head engineer, upgraded the anti-fighter turrets with an improved targeting system for pinpoint accuracy. Why, I'm willing to bet that he can draw a silly little mustache on your upper lip with the ray. Granted, it is a 300 gigawatt ray beam, so it will kill you almost instantaneously. But I'll still get a good chuckle out of it.
I take your meaning. This isn't over, Novarider.
Actually, it probably is.
Yeah, I guess I was just saying that to be cool. Marines, let's move out.
Go! The beautiful but dangerous Astronophelian got the best of us again. Let's get aboard the Cablin and pick up Derringer and his team. Hopefully we've heard the last from Ashton for a little while. I kinda doubt that.
And thus concludes this episode of the amazing adventures of Captain Farr Novarider and the Wild Horses! Gentle listeners, join us again soon right here at boundcompass.blogspot.com for the many more adventures to follow!
This amazing adventure was conceived, written, voiced, and pirated by Devin Peters.
With sound effects by soundj.com, packtv.com, 3dmmstudio.co.uk, Flash EFX, sundogs.com, Series 6000 Extension 3 and the General, Supplier 2200, Digifect, Soundstone Library, Impact Effects 3, Guns, Rob Noakes, Airborne Sound Library, Matt Temple, The Sound Effects Bible, Triple Crown Sound, File Effects Library, and Maxon Soundworks. All music copywritten Bradley Rains. Visit Bradley at www.bradleyrains.com. Bound Compass and the Amazing Adventures of Captain Farr Novarider and the Wild Horses are copywritten 2012.
I, the librarian, dramatic music, welcome you back aboard the Peregrine, Captain Aphelion.
Dust off. Shaw and his Marines aren't far behind.
Did you manage to find another piece of the elemental hull?
I did. That makes 12 in hand. Despite otherwise being a nuisance, Captain Novarider and his crew of magnanimous privateers/pirates are proving to be quite the useful resource in helping find these artifacts. I'll have to keep my eye on them in the near future. I need to rest. Put the Peregrine on a stealth trajectory, librarian, and get us out of here. I'm going to be in my quarters watching television. Let me know if there are any pressing emergencies.
The librarian, dramatic music wishes that you did not erase his TiVo cue. I am in between seasons of Full House.